Yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
I didn't want them to fight. I really like both of those guys. A lot.
Mm-hmm. Mayweather's very tricky, but at the same time, Crawford will go right-handed and left-handed. So it would be a big problem for Mayweather.
Terence Crawford didn't hold back after Floyd Mayweather called him out. He responded with confidence, saying he'd come out on top if they ever stepped into the ring. Crawford believes his skills, power, and ability to adapt would give him the advantage.
So if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, okay, I'm just asking. Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
Floyd Mayweather made it clear he has no interest in fighting Terence Crawford or Errol Spence Jr. in an interview. He admitted he simply doesn't like them. This statement sparked debate among boxing fans, with some speculating about his real reasons. Some believe Mayweather avoids fights that don't add to his legacy or financial success, while others argue he's already done enough in the sport and has nothing left to prove.
Fight. I really like both of those guys. Yeah. A lot. Mm-hmm. A lot. I had a chance to hang around Earl. I had a chance to hang around Terence. And both guys, class act. It would look like I'm leaning towards one guy because I boxed one guy before.
Mm-hmm. It was beautiful to watch, but also tough to watch to see what happened to Errol. Obviously, we don't wish bad on
nobody.
Mm-hmm.
The best man won. Mm-hmm. If I was training him or I was in his corner, I don't think he should be fighting at 147 at all. I don't even think he should be fighting at 154.
Really?
I think he should be fighting at 160 or 168.
Wow.
That's just my honest opinion.
Many analysts believe Floyd Mayweather has a much stronger resume than Terence Crawford. Mayweather faced some of the biggest names in boxing, while Crawford's opponents haven't had the same global recognition. Though Crawford has dominated multiple weight classes, critics argue he has yet to take on fighters of the same caliber as Mayweather's past rivals.
Everybody acting like Bud is the second coming of Mayweather. Y'all got the game fucked up. Mayweather actually didn't get hit. Bud gets hit by dudes that, who on Bud's resume is an equivalent of someone on Floyd's resume? So that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Floyd not getting hit by elites, Bud getting hit by non-elites, and somehow y'all think Canelo not about to touch him.
Former world champion Shane Mosley shared his thoughts on Floyd Mayweather's dominance during his era. He described Mayweather as a careful fighter who avoided unnecessary risks but still faced top opponents, and always came out on top. Mosley credited Mayweather's skills, defense, and fight IQ as the key factors that made him one of the greatest boxers ever. However, he also noted that Terence Crawford's style could have posed a real challenge for Mayweather. This comment reignited debates about how Crawford would have matched up against Mayweather in his prime.
Floyd Mayweather, though, is a legendary athlete. What makes a legendary athlete is the one who wants to compete. He's notorious for dodging fights when they should happen.
Floyd is so afraid to lose. He grew up in a different era. In the era that I grew up in, it was who was the best, and I will fight anybody, doesn't matter who's in my way.
Right.
Floyd's era, what he created was, we're not gonna lose. If you lose, then everything's messed up. So he wanted to win so bad until he would wait till the guys would be at the right time or weight or age or whatever, past their prime. He waited for the right time to go in there and do what he had to do. But he's a winner. He wants to win. So whatever it takes, not just in the ring, but outside the ring, he's gonna win. He wanted to have the only person to have the O and leave out like that, with just having no loss.
That's killing boxing.
Terence Crawford has stirred controversy by claiming that Floyd Mayweather used intravenous fluids before his fight with Manny Pacquiao, which he says was not legally allowed. This accusation has added another layer of debate to Mayweather's legacy. Some boxing analysts note that IVs can be used to mask substances or aid in dehydration recovery. However, Mayweather's team has denied any wrongdoing, stating the fluids were medically approved. Crawford's comments have reignited discussions about whether Mayweather had any unfair advantages in his career.
You guys can use IVs to rehydrate?
We can't use IVs either.
No? When did they change that?
I ain't never. They changed anything. I think that was legal because you know when Floyd fought Pacquiao, that was a thing. That he was using IVs or something like that. But yeah, you can't use that stuff.
You can use the IV to mask performance-enhancing drugs. That's why they outlawed it.
Terence Crawford has climbed through weight classes, showcasing his versatility as a fighter. He's even expressed interest in facing Canelo Alvarez, something Floyd Mayweather never attempted. While Mayweather did beat Canelo, it was when Canelo was younger and still developing. However, Mayweather never moved up to challenge Gennady Golovkin, a feared middleweight. Crawford's willingness to take on bigger opponents highlights his ambition and determination to secure his legacy.
Floyd versus Triple G. Listen, man, Floyd didn't fight him, and Floyd is an all-time great. But what a missed opportunity. You got Crawford going from 135 and talking about fighting Canelo at 168. It's kind of the same thing, except for Floyd fought a few times at 154. I'm not faulting Floyd for not fighting Triple G. I totally get it. I'm just saying that upper echelon, the reason why I will always have Sugar Ray Leonard over Floyd is the crazy, the insane part of it. What Terence Crawford is talking about doing, he ain't saying, let me meet Canelo at a catchweight. Canelo's undisputed there. Let me go get him.
You know, you guys was crazy about Triple G talking. Triple G was such, unbelievable fighter. He's okay. I mean, straight up and down, no special effects. I mean, even at the age of 40, but I'm not looking forward to fighting Triple G, but that'd be easy.
Floyd has mentioned that if he were ever to fight you, he felt that it would be an easy fight because he feels you're kind of a rustic fighter. What's your reaction to that?
He talks too much.
Boxing legend Juan Manuel Marquez has cautioned Terence Crawford about moving up in weight to fight Canelo Alvarez. He stressed that weight classes exist for a reason and warned that a natural lightweight shouldn't take on a super middleweight. Canelo is known for his power and ability to wear down even bigger opponents, and Marquez believes the size difference would be too much for Crawford to handle. However, Crawford has brushed off these concerns, confident that his speed and technique can overcome Canelo's power.
I like the fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, it has divisions. You know what I mean?
Right, weight classes.
You know what?
Right?
Yeah, weight classes
for a reason.
Weight classes and Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, but I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimov.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power, and three more divisions. Two more divisions. I think it's a top fight for Terence Crawford. But Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He has a great defense. He has a good combination punches. But I think the weight class is no good for him.
Devin Haney has weighed in on how Terence Crawford would have fared against Floyd Mayweather's past opponents. He pointed out that Crawford once lived in Mayweather's shadow, but believes the outcomes could have been different if Crawford had faced the same fighters. Some argue that Crawford could have beaten several of Mayweather's former opponents, while others remain skeptical.
And he's hanging on to the Floyd Mayweather era. I mean, so hard, he choked out Terence Crawford. He's still talking about he in boxing. Terence Crawford couldn't have an era to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why did Ryan keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking a question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
Still dropping it. Does Terence beat Floyd?
Huh? Well, that's what I was going to ask you after. Shit. You dig? I mean, it's an era where Terence was in the shadows of Floyd. And when Devin came along, there was no shadow that was big enough.
Some boxing experts believe that if Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather fought at 147 pounds, Crawford could come out on top. They argue that Crawford's adaptability, power, and ability to switch stances would cause Mayweather problems. However, others disagree, pointing out that Mayweather's defensive skills and ring IQ are unmatched, making him a tough challenge for anyone.
Mayweather and Gervonta Davis, or Shakur and Terence Crawford. I thought Tank could beat Shakur, and then the Lamont Roach fight happened, and I'm like, okay, I'm going back with Tank Shakur. Tank don't got enough. He doesn't have enough to offer. A fighter who gets hit the least versus a fighter who throws the least. This will probably be a very embarrassing night for Gervonta. He got outworked on the inside, where I think Shakur Stevenson is amazing defensively and offensively. He's just a better inside fighter, especially when inside the clinch. Like I said, I had Gervonta winning this one. Then the Roach fight showed me like he can't win 12-round fights. So I'm going to go Shakur. Now, Bud versus Floyd, a lot of people going to dismiss this because they just love Floyd Mayweather to death. But this is a really good bout. And I think it's quite simple. Anything past 36 years old, I'm going to go Terence Crawford. Assuming this fight is at welterweight. 147, that is. But anything under 147 and anything under the age of 36, I would have to go with Floyd. At 135, yeah, I think Floyd going to beat Bud pretty bad. And 140, yeah, Floyd going to beat him pretty bad. But 147, both at 36, Bud that fought Spence, I'm going to go Crawford. You guys let me know who y'all picking these two fights.
Many consider Terence Crawford one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world today, but he's often compared to Floyd Mayweather. Some argue that Crawford hasn't reached Mayweather's level yet, especially since Mayweather retired with an undefeated record. Crawford still has more fights ahead of him, though, and has the chance to continue building his legacy and possibly surpass Mayweather's accomplishments.
Saw this on Instagram and I absolutely have to post this. This is crazy. So this guy says, not a hot take, Terence Crawford beats any version of Floyd Mayweather. Now, Terence Crawford is absolutely the best boxer in the world right now, and he's an all-time fighter. He's a legend. He's all of that. But he is not Floyd Mayweather. I don't know how you could say this is not a hot take. This is one of the hottest takes you could put out on the internet. And people have been saying this stuff about Floyd Mayweather for 20 years, and it's never happened. He's never lost. Floyd Mayweather is the best defensive boxer of all time, and I don't think he would allow Terence Crawford to get things going, and I think Floyd Mayweather would piece him up. Now, this is not to discredit Terence Crawford because he and every other fighter of all time is not on the level of Floyd Mayweather. Let me know what you guys think.
Despite their rivalry, Floyd Mayweather has given Terence Crawford high praise. Recently, Mayweather called Crawford the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. This recognition is significant, considering Mayweather's own legendary status in boxing. It shows that even Mayweather acknowledges Crawford's skills and accomplishments.
There was some kind of crazy trash talk with Gervonta and Terence Crawford recently. And one of the things that I've always kind of noticed is most of the time, one of the things that's kind of off limits is families. Like you usually don't,
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, and so I wanted to kind of understand what your thoughts was about like some of those comments that was made. I think it was about Terrence's wife. What, like in your mind, where? Because obviously, like you've been in this sport.
I think Terence Crawford right now in the sport of boxing is the pound-for-pound best fighter in the sport of boxing right now. It's good to see him in his position, in the position that he's in. I think he has a beautiful family. I think he has a beautiful wife, a beautiful queen, a black queen. And there's nothing better than a black woman in this world. That's just my opinion.
Shane Mosley has boldly claimed that Floyd Mayweather would lose to Terence Crawford. He believes Crawford's power and relentless pressure would be too much for Mayweather to handle.
Job type of thing. Because he's used to people coming at him, trying to hit him hard all the time. The only person that I see that I can kind of like equate to, and this I think Crawford would have the edge, is Castillo, when Castillo fought Mayweather the first time. And fights like that, Mayweather has problems with Crawford. Because Crawford hits hard, Crawford's very strong like I am. He has all the same long arms, like I said, southpaw right-handed, and he's coming to get you. He don't care about the Philly defense style, whatever style he don't care about that. He's trying to get you. And he's gonna make sure the combination is gonna be hit. So you have to either hurt Crawford and get some respect or something.
Mosley also emphasized that Crawford's ability to adapt during fights makes him a dangerous opponent, sparking intense debates among boxing fans and analysts. Meanwhile, Sean Porter has raised concerns about Crawford fighting Canelo Alvarez, warning that Canelo's punching power poses a serious threat to Crawford. Porter cautions that stepping up to face such a powerful opponent could be risky for Crawford.
Say like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like once he gets touched by Canelo, it's gonna be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo, he's gonna slow down, you know, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo has, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
Amir Khan has also joined the debate about Crawford versus Canelo. While Khan acknowledges that Crawford is a phenomenal fighter, he questions why Crawford would take such a risky fight. He believes Crawford should focus on dominating his current weight class instead of moving up to face Canelo.
I want them both. Like, what are the differences between them? Canelo's stronger and he's easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't even hit clean. They both hit hard because, and you could see the strength when I was fighting against Crawford. He is very strong as well. So, look, yeah, but why does he need to give that much weight? He's pound for pound #1 in the world. Why does he have to go for fighting Canelo?
If Floyd Mayweather were to fight Terence Crawford now, it would be an exciting matchup. Despite being older, Mayweather stays in great shape and trains regularly, but his speed and reflexes have naturally slowed down over time. Crawford, in his prime, has the advantage in physical ability, but Mayweather's experience could play a big role. This fight would draw massive attention from boxing fans around the world.
A lot of times I'm working in the gym, my hands be so fast, so I work with different size gloves, but most of the time when you see me on the bag, I make it look so light, I make it look so sweet. They be 16s. So that's what they be. So shit come fast, you know. Shit come fast. Shit come fast. It make no much.
That's a wrap for today's video. Stay tuned for the next one.